Hi there, Kay Sanders, your intuitive business coach, helping you turn your passion to a successful and thriving business. In today's Daily Insight, I would like to talk about how fear can actually get in the way of going after the success that you desire. Now, let me ask you this. Do you sometimes hold yourself back because you worry that you might fail, or that people might judge you, or maybe even reject you, or that you may actually succeed and you wouldn't really know what to do with yourself if things would work out even better than you could have imagined? So in today's Daily Insights, I really would like to talk about why so many entrepreneurs really struggle in their business, and what some of the common fears really are that hold so many people back, so many entrepreneurs back, and how to really find out what is holding you back. And I'm also going to share 5 different techniques that can help you not only uncover, but also get rid of the fears that you're having, the limiting beliefs that you're having that's really holding you back. So let's start why do so many entrepreneurs really struggle in the business? I know so many entrepreneurs that really have that passion, have the desire to make a big difference, to get all the clients, to make a lot of money, but nothing seems to be working. So one of the things that I really realized is, and that also happened to me a lot, especially in the beginning stages before I really realized what's going on, is so many really focus on the doing part, the marketing, the sales, the being out there, being noticed, the sales funnel, system, strategies, all of that. But they don't spend a whole lot of time on becoming. And let me explain what I mean with that. So success is really an inside job. And what I mean with that is it's 90% of the inner work. It's your mindset. You have to become that person that allows success. You have to become that person that, attracts clients, allows the support, because clients are technically supporting you by working with you, by paying you for your services. So if you're not really open to that, if you have all these fears, you're blocking that. So it's really 90% inner work. And I'll give you a good example. When I first started out, I've done all the right things. I've done a whole lot of outreach. I was on a whole lot of podcasts. I've done programs, products, launches, webinars. You name it, I did that, right? But all I got back was peanuts. It was really like pulling teeth in getting clients, I was getting noticed, but I had a hard time actually attracting clients to me. And it was because I had that invisible block rejecting them basically from coming to me. It's because deep down, I was not ready to work with them. And I'll talk about, fears and all these things here in a minute. But basically, it's really success is an inside job, meaning that it's 90% of inner work. You really have to work on yourself, on your mindset, on becoming that successful person. And it's actually only 10% of actually taking action, taking aligned action. So being out there, doing the marketing, doing the sales, doing the client acquisition, all of those doing things, the doing things that actually gets you the clients. So it's really just 10%. 90% is really the inner work that you're doing. And I'm not saying to just sit there and work on your mindset and not do anything. You do have to take action, but it's really most of the things that you have to do is really the inner work, and only 10% of actually taking aligned actions that will help you get the clients. Now, a lot of them, also they have fears and worries that's really keeping them playing small. They might not even have a clear vision for their business. I've talked to many people and asked, so what's your vision for your business? Where do you see yourself in, let's say, a year from now, 3 years from now? And they're like, I want to make good money. I want to have a lot of clients, but there's no clear picture, clear vision. And that often is also because self-doubt that I don't think I can actually do that. A lot of them also hide behind their busy work. So I got to get my website up and running. I got to, create flyers. I got to do all these things that is really just busy work to protect themselves from actually stepping outside of the comfort zone. And that's really, not stepping into that spotlight, is to be seen enough in order to really attract the clients, or, being known, becoming known, because they're really afraid of what's going to happen if I really step out there. So let's talk about what are some of the most common fears that a lot of entrepreneurs have is, especially the beginning stages, and even later on, even successful entrepreneurs, they still have fears, just at a different level. But, some of the most common fears are really the fear of being rejected. We are humans. We want to be liked. We want to be, accept that. And if there's something that we do, let's say we make an offer and people maybe don't want to work with us, maybe they're not ready, they are going to say no, which could feel like rejection. So oftentimes it's really, if you're doing something, a lot of them are afraid of being rejected, or even the fear of failing. Like if you're doing a project, their fear is there that, what if I fail? What if this is not going to work? And there's also the fear of actually succeeding, because once you succeed, that's the unknown. You're out there, your life is going to change. Once you really become successful, as successful as you want to become, that can be scary, because then people have expectations. People might not like you anymore because now you're the successful entrepreneurs, and they can't resonate with that no more. They can't relate to you no more. So now there's so much stuff that can come from becoming successful. So there's the fear also about actually succeeding. And then even negative, there's also, the negative relationship with money. So many people, they struggle with money, the limiting beliefs about money, money doesn't grow on trees and all these things, or even fear about making a lot of money, because they might fear that, well, if I become successful, if I make a whole lot of money, I turn into this really evil person, right? So that can also hold them back from actually making a decent income with their business. And of course, there are all these limiting beliefs, self-doubt, worries, and all of those different things that hold so many entrepreneurs back from actually stepping into their power, stepping into their purpose, and really going out there and making a difference that they are meant to make and that they could be making. So why are they really stopped by fear? It doesn't feel safe to really step out of their comfort zone. I mean, it's the unknown. Our ego is trying to protect us from that, right? From the unknown, it's going into fear mode, because anything that could be uncomfortable, for example, being visible, asking for money, asking for help, and those type of things, and being out there, being successful, it is uncomfortable at first. And our ego is trying to protect us. It goes into fear mode and like, nope, I don't want that. We're stopping that right there. And it comes up with all sorts of reasons why you couldn't, why you shouldn't, why you're not good enough, and all of those different things to stop you in the tracks of actually moving forward. So ultimately, it keeps you stuck. And often the fears of becoming successful is really the true reason why so many are stuck. Because like I mentioned, when you become successful, that's a whole different world for you. Because right now, what you're experiencing, the way your life is right now, the way your business is right now, it's comfortable because it's you know how it feels. You know how it is. Yes, it might not be the way you want it. It might be uncomfortable in a sense, but it is known. It is comfortable in a sense because it's not making you step outside of your comfort zone. But then when you are successful, that's a completely different level. And that right there can be very, very scary. So let's talk about how can you uncover it? I mean, are you ready to get rid of your inner fears, your fears, the limiting beliefs, and really step into your purpose? Okay. So I have 5 different techniques that I would like to share with you. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but just, real quick, just to give you those 5 different techniques that you can really use to uncover what's really holding you back, uncover your fears, and also, start working on getting rid of those fears. So the first one is, I like to call it the timeline discovery. So where you really take a deep dive into your past and you make note of everything that comes up from past experiences, things that happened to you in the past when you were growing up, things that you learned that you made your own truth. For example, about money. What did you learn about money? Everything that you can think of that still holds somewhat of a negative charge to it when you think about it. For example, maybe your friend Jane stole money from you when you were a child. Maybe that relates today is, well, I don't want to have a whole lot of money because what if I have a lot of money, then people can steal it from me. Things like that. Or maybe, well, you were in love with this beautiful girl or guy when you were a child or, as a teenager, and you just want to be with this person, and then flat out he or she rejected you and it really hurt. If that's something that you're still thinking about and it still holds that flinch, when you think about it, that's something that is showing up in your business right now, because that can be a cause for not wanting to ask people to actually work with you or asking for money or those type of things, because you might fear, well, that person can reject me just like what happened when I was a child. So you really want to think about, your entire life, go through your entire life timeline, and think about what can you think about, what is holding you back, what are some fears, what are some negative, emotions, negative memories, write it all down. And then you can also do a negativity journal. And these are like two things that you can do to uncover, what's going on. And then I'll share with you like how you can get rid of it. But so, write down all the things that come up, as you go through your timeline. And then you can also do a negativity journal, like really write down what are some of the, the negative emotions that you're feeling throughout the day. Keep a journal with you. Just do that for maybe like a week, just to kind of see what you're telling yourself. What are your beliefs? For example, well, I can't do this because I'm not good enough, or I can't ask people for money because they probably don't have the money anyways, or people don't really want to work with me, or if I put this out right now, what if people don't like it? Anything that you're thinking about throughout the day, any negative emotions that you're feeling when, let's say you're writing an email, you want to send out that email, and before, check in with yourself, and what feelings do you feel? Do you feel that, ooh, I don't know if people are going to like what I just read, but what I wrote, but I'm still going to send it out. Write that down. Whatever you can, whatever negative stuff comes up throughout the day, write it down. Then what you do is with those two things, there are a couple of things that you can do. With a negativity journal, you can then turn those into positive affirmations. And every time when you think about those negative things, you use the positive affirmation. So instead of saying, well, no, there's no clients out there, no one wants to work with me, they don't have the money to work with me, you can say, the right clients are already out there that are ready and willing to pay me and to work with me. Making money is easy. It is so easy to get clients. You want to turn it into a positive affirmation. Now, with the things that you came up with your timeline discovery, what you can do is you can use the Ho'oponopono mantra for that. It's a Hawaiian mantra, for healing, for clearing. So what you do is you take that timeline discovery, all the things that you've written down, tune into each one at a time. And as you tune in and you feel the emotion, you feel the feeling of, how disappointed you were, how hurt you were, you repeat the phrase, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and say it with feeling. Okay, repeat this over and over and over again, this mantra, until you notice that the feeling about this event, the situation, really, goes away. You can do this for each one of those. It is really, really a powerful tool that you can use anytime, actually, when you're feeling upset, when you're feeling negative, when you're feeling stressed out. Just center yourself, close your eyes, and repeat, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You can repeat that over and over and over again. For one, that also, makes your ego stay quiet, but it also helps you stay centered and helps you release the negative energy, okay? So great mantra to use. You can also check out some EFT videos. I actually released a couple of EFT videos on my YouTube channel, like, for example, about fear of rejection, fear of success, and there's some other ones out there as well. So EFT is really, really a great technique to also reprogram your mind, where you let go of the old and put in the new, like let go of the negative and put in the positive. So, if you've never heard about EFT, I'm not going to go into too much detail right now, but check it out. Check out my YouTube channel, look at some videos so you can see what it's really all about and give it a try. Definitely a powerful strategy. Another one is the write and burn strategy. What you do is whatever bothers you, where you're frustrated. So let's use not having enough clients as an example, or not being able to make a lot of money with your business. Write it out, let it all out. How do you really feel about this? How much does it piss you off that you don't have enough clients, that you don't make enough money? Let it all out. When you at a point and where you feel that you've let it all out, and use whatever cuss words you want, this is your time to just let it all out. Talk however you want, say whatever you want, just let it all out. And then when you're at the point where you feel that, okay, I think I'll let it all go, you make a line. And then you say, okay, this is what I want happening moving forward. And then you write that. What does that look like? What do you want that to look like? Until you really feel good about it. Then what you want to do is you go outside, or, have a burn safe bowl in your house if you don't have a backyard or whatever, and burn the papers. And as you see the paper burn into ashes, you just let it go. You release it into the universe, into the divine, into source, into God, whatever you want to call it. So you want to let it go. Just release it. You want to release the old and focus on what you want instead. Okay? Powerful strategy. You can do that as often as you want as well, about whatever problems you're experiencing. So these are the 5 different tools that you can really use to really help you uncover what's holding you back, uncover your fears, and also let go of them. But now I also want to talk about, like, what are really the consequences if you don't release your fears? I mean, if you think about, if you are holding on to self-doubt, fears, worries, all of those different things, it keeps you keep going in circles. It keeps you stuck, not able to really make the impact that you want to make, that you're meant to make. You're also not going to make a whole lot of money with your business because you simply don't allow it in. You're rejecting the money that you actually would like to have, right? It keeps you also hidden in the shadows. You might then end up feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, and even, the worst case scenario is end up giving up or ready to give up. You might even then compare yourself to those that are very successful. You might even be jealous of them because they are experiencing great success. So don't allow your fears to really stop you. You owe it to yourself to step outside of your comfort zone. You owe it to your clients, the people you are meant to serve, the men that you're supposed to help. You owe it to them and to yourself to let go of your fears, to go after what you want, and most of all, what you deserve. And now I would like to, give you a little homework here. Like, ask yourself, what would be really the worst thing that could happen if you let go of the fears? And then also think about what would be the best thing that could happen when you let go of those fears. And if you're really tired of playing small and not being able to really make the difference that you want to make, and if you finally want to really work with more clients and really kick the fear and the self-doubt to the curb, then I would like to invite you to, click the link below this video, schedule a complimentary business strategy session with me so we can really put an actionable plan together that can help you move forward, break through the fears that you're having that is holding you back, so you can actually get out there, get all the clients that you want, and confidently create all the success that you want. Now, I hope this was helpful. I mean, if it was, feel free to share it, help me spread the word, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, so you get notified whenever I release the next daily insights and some other videos. I'm also releasing other how-to videos and more stuff. So you check out my YouTube channel. There's a lot of great stuff on there. And I want to thank you for tuning in. I know this was a little longer episode, but I hope this was really helpful to help you understand that it is so important to let go of the fears. And, I hope these techniques that I shared with you will help you really dig a little deeper into what's holding you back and then really release that. And like I said, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you. Okay. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you next time in the next Daily Insight. And I hope you have an amazingly abundant and successful day.